Guess what? Studios are finally starting to fight toxic fandom. Here it is.
Ruh-roh.
That's us. He made a slanty-eyed Asian joke. That's him.
Now?
Yeah. And of course, I don't know how I said we would never talk about the Acolyte again. I vow to keep my promise. But
every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Here it is from Collider. Studios are finally starting to fight toxic fandom. It's not enough. I don't know if you can read this.
Sorry, who's the author, by the way?
Ryan Looney. This is a week old. This
He's
story.
alone.
But
do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
As great as online spaces can be for fans to bond over shared interests, it's no secret that they also have a darker side. Fans feel entitled to own the identity of a franchise once considered theirs and not exactly a new phenomenon, as Star Wars can attest, but the use of social media has transformed what should be a fringe group of extremists into a movement in and of itself. Many of these hateful campaigns have since infiltrated spaces even outside those normally seen as part of geek culture, with Bridgerton being perhaps the most notable example, and they have proven actively harmful to both fans and creators alike.
Bridgerton's a geek thing?
Yeah, I'm like, have any of us ever covered Bridgerton?
No.
Because we talked about the body positive number 3 that showed her booba. Was it a hate campaign to mention it? For shows like The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, among others, the biggest casualties of such terrible hate speech are usually women, people of color, and LGBTQ groups, while the claims of bad writing, bad writing and DEI is just it's a dog whistle. Bad writing make it difficult to discuss or criticize a show in actual good faith. Recently, some shows have taken it upon themselves to confront such a problem directly. Still, they need more explicit support from the studios, whose efforts can seem genuine, but are usually misguided or inadequate. For these fandoms to survive, those involved in any form must denounce these hate campaigns for what they are, while also promoting diversity and new progressive voices. Was this written by Jodie Turner Smith? Is this what she said?
No,
that
Ryan
they should have
Looney.
protected them? So yeah. It's our fault. Is this gonna? I can guess what the next part of the article. This is our fault from the prequel
This
trilogies.
is like a history lesson now. Toxic fandoms have a long and shameful history.
Holy hell! All right. Perhaps the most important aspect of fandom is that it remains an identity for many people. When you become so invested in a specific franchise due to its characters, world building, and lore, the passion fans have for it can be a major way in which you define your own values. In the right kind of spaces, this could create a sense of belonging, with conventions and film festivals each being great examples. But few things terrify people more than having those identities being threatened.
Oh my goodness. What?
Read this whole thing. This is literally him just blaming us, calling us bigots and saying that we're scared and our PBs are small because we don't like them ruining our beloved franchises.
I like Dune and Star Wars and all this, but it's not my identity.
Yeah, there's often you're a bigot, Elaine. Obviously, look, there's often a distinctive element of bigotry involved. Yeah, I'm very bigoted about Star Wars. I have unmoving thoughts about it. Sorry, I'm also zealotrous about it.
Who's making the claim? Well, it seems like they're the ones that think they own it.
This loony guy.
They identify with it and they feel attacked if you.
So if I get this right, what they're saying is they want the studios to take all the risk for their ideologies, right? They want the studios to risk their finances, to risk going bankrupt for them to feel good about themselves, right?
Yeah, he ends it here saying that the issue has grown so rapidly these days that even prominent filmmakers have taken notice, and I'm assuming this is the Francis Ford Coppolas that have commented and been repulsed by them, but it's also a problem that goes back much further than we might like to admit to ourselves. I swear to God, if he says the fandom menace.
Wait, put a pause on that for a second. Is anyone complaining about the Penguin?
Nope.
I mean, one of the most likable characters, Victor, I don't know. He's not white.
No, he's
Everyone
black. He's black.
Love him.
No, he's Guatemalan and Dominican or whatever.
Well, I was
gonna say black Hispanic.
Representation.
He ain't
Yeah.
white.
It's my Latin representation. Yeah, we all love Sophia, a strong female character with nuance.
Yeah, Sophia also, like, when a character is well written, like, it works. It works. Anyways, if you want to continue here.
All right, this is where he's going to do a gross reframing and blame us for Ahmad Best and Jake Lloyd when they have both gone on record saying that it was the press and print media, not the fans, that the fans have been nothing but lovely to them. So one of the earliest examples of this playing out in real time happened with the Star Wars prequels, which tried to appeal to a new generation in the late 1990s and early 2000s. In what must have felt like a shocking event at the time, actors Jake Lloyd and Ahmad Best both received shocking levels of hate mail for their respective portrayals of young Anakin Skywalker and Jar Jar Binks, respectively.
This is a lie. Jake Lloyd's
it's a
mother
lie. I know.
did confirm this quite recently, so I hate seeing this over and over.
I hate seeing it too. I hate reading it but that's why. Yeah, it's a lie. Clearly not their fault. Agreed. And the depression, all that. Yeah, this all comes from the print media. Receipts about the hate mail. This is the same thing with Kelly Marie Tran.
Well, because they're actually the ones that started the hate campaign against Ahmad Best because they thought his portrayal was racist.
Yeah,
he said that.
Yeah.
I remember even Spike Lee even criticized episode 1 for Jar Jar.
And the Nemoidians.
Yeah, I remember that.
Criticism.
Even though George Lucas says that Jar Jar is based on Goofy, the Disney cartoon character Goofy with the big ears. That's what he was going for.
It's the one criticism.
Who played him. I didn't even know who played Jar Jar. I was just a kid who saw Funny Alien. I didn't know who the actor was, and I didn't care.
I was 13 at the time. I didn't mind Jar Jar.
But it was the media that said he was his portrayal and went specifically towards the actor. He has said this recently, too. He's come out and said this and that he loves the fans. So
and that they go on to reframe about the mental health. But as we've pointed out, that was not us. That was them.
And I'll say this. My take on Jar Jar is I liked his introduction in episode 1. He's very likable. There is one problem with Jar Jar, and it's not the character. Screen time.
There's a lot.
He has way too much screen time. It's like making C-3PO. C-3PO is fine in doses, but he's annoying and flamboyant.
It throws off the tone.
It throws off the tone, but you do need comic relief in a Star Wars movie. So Jar Jar, my only issue with him is if you had cut his scenes down, you would miss him. But he's such a central focus.
And the second one, for sure.
Well, and then the second one, he went away. So it's like he needed less screen time. If you've ever seen the re-edits of episode 1, when he has less screen time, he's a great character, actually. He's comic relief character. I don't mind him.
I just realized the whole point of this article, and this is them laying the groundwork. Are you ready? Anyone on this panel, if you have a legitimate criticism of Skeleton Crew, I want you to understand you're guilty of attacking children. This is going to be the reframing. You can see it right here. It sets a worrying sign for upcoming shows like Skeleton Crew. And I've already seen the post starting to protect these kids, this and this and this. This is just laying the groundwork to obfuscate any legit criticism as hatred towards the children actors.
Can you just finish up reading this paragraph, and then we'll discuss.
We did. We're just at the bottom where it says, while it's good to know that was not the main contributing factor for Lloyd, the worst side of fandom remains a worrying sign for upcoming shows like Skeleton Crew, whose diverse cast is largely composed of children.
Honestly, what I've seen from Skeleton Crew, I don't mind it. I don't mind. It is a kids show like the Ewok movies that were made for TV movies in the 80s. Those are fine. They're for kids. And the one trailer we got from Skeleton Crew, it just looks inoffensive and looks fine. Like a kids show. Like, I don't know.
It's not a show that's made for us. Okay. It's not made for adults. It's made for children. We know that. They know we know that. That's the problem. They're being disingenuous here.
Who goes after the actors? Oh, by the way, I was at a screening of Young Woman and the Sea, and Daisy Ridley was there. And
you went after her, didn't you?
What's that?
You went after her, didn't you?
I did not.
You call her Palpatine?
She did a Q&A. She is perfectly gracious, grateful. She didn't say one thing. Star Wars never came up, by the way.
Shocking.
Never came up. But who goes after the actors? I think that's crazy people. I don't think any criticism ever went after the actors.
I've never
It's
criticized
always-
one actor, even all the like maybe I've said they've said dumb things, but as far as like the stuff in the actual shows, I've criticized the lore changes.
Right.
Yeah, we criticize the characters, right? Like we criticize
Yeah.
Reva because Reva is a terrible character. I don't care how you splice it. She is a terrible character. We criticized Rose Tico because she was a terrible character. We never went after the actors. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that there are assholes out there who probably did send the actors some bad things. I get that, right? But that's called the internet. The internet has a lot of bad people on it,
And
right?
Dante, when they show pictures, it's like them like you're a diversity hire. It's like, well, yeah, that's not bro. I get death threats. Like you should see some of the people what they say. Like this is welcome to the internet.
Yeah, welcome to the internet. That's just what it is, unfortunately. But we, as YouTubers, have never really gone after the actors for the roles that they played. Now, but like Badger said, we do go after them for dumb things they say in the media, but we don't go after the characters that they played in the shows or the movies.
Yeah, because it's the writers and the creators and directors. I mean, they're just playing the part that they were hired to do.
Exactly.
But,
In fact,
normal
we
seeing
normally
people
figure
know
that
that.
out.
However, I'll say this: when an actor goes after fans or makes a stupid statement,
yes.
they make themselves a target,
yes.
and that's basically Simu Liu on a Tuesday, because he
Yes.
seems to always put his foot in his mouth.
And that was Amanda Stenberg. That was like the
Right.
majority of those issues.
Well,
It was
and
Brie,
now
it was
Cynthia
Zegler, it was all
Erivo.
of them.
Yeah, now Cynthia Erivo with Wicked.
But
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
Kelly Marie Tran, she's lovely. Daisy Ridley is lovely. I mean, these people are not who they play.
No,
I shouldn't have to say this. That sounds stupid.
They're all good actors and actresses, and you put them in these productions.
is
and
their
they're
job.
Horrible.
Look,
This
every time Amanda Stenberg, whenever there's a picture of her wearing something sexy, I'm the first to compliment her. I'm the first to say, man, they did her dirty in that show because this woman is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's true. She
Right?
looked
I'll be the
great
first
in
to
that
say
mu-
it.
In that music video, she looked very attractive. In the show, they put her in this dumpy outfit that hides her body, her face, even that hair.
That
did
Rick
not-
James hairdo.
It didn't work for her. It wasn't complimentary. I
They
don't
did the
think-
same to Kelly Marie Tran. She's a very beautiful actress, and they put her in that frumpy outfit and
Well,
the
the
jumpsuit.
Asian
Yeah,
Honestly,
the Asian
yeah.
front haircut.
The
Yeah,
Asian haircut.
what is
They
it?
do this to all these women. They try to take their beauty and attractiveness away. Let them flaunt it if they
Because of
want.
the male gaze.
Because the
yeah,
male
wow.
gaze distracts you from the story. That's the problem.
It's the male gaze and the male gaze gays.
It's this and the other one that's ruining
Here's,
it.
here's one point that this is from Ray Glendening. Pay money for what they like and are allowed to say if they don't like the direction. And I thought about that for the last few weeks, but I remember I spent a lot of money on not just tickets, but the toys and everything. I have to feel like that's an investment. That's a real investment, that fans are real owners of these IPs.
Okay.
They're the one funding these things.
Alan, I'm gonna go a step further with you on that one. Let's be honest here, man. After Return of the Jedi, Star Wars was dead. It was dead. We kept that franchise alive.
A universe. Yes,
We kept it alive. The nerds, like back when all the cool people thought like Star Wars fans were geeks and nerds, right? Back when it was uncool to be a nerd or geek, we kept that franchise
Preach.
alive.
Yeah,
That's what gave them the money
Until-
for the special editions.
Yes.
Yeah, the special editions came out so that fans would buy tickets for it and give Lucas money to make the prequels.
Yes.
So yes, we feel entitled because we kept them alive.
And before we get to those super chats, this is what made Henry Cavill so it was when they tried to call us toxic. He goes, no. Fans that's passion, and they have a right because they are the ones involved in this and their views. Yeah. You have a bit of a
I
right.
post that all the time. I love that. It's as relevant
It's so
as ever.
good. Yes, and it ages like a fine wine.
We were made fun of for liking these nerdy things before, and now we're made fun of for not liking it. Like y'all are kind of the bullies now in this situation, attacking people for not just consuming. And you're even saying it, oh, they're just using bad writing as a shield. Well, it is bad writing. And you cannot objectively, that is so stupid argument to make when it's legitimate. It is perfectly legitimate, especially with like Rings of Power. There is so much wrong with that show and so much wrong with the character of Galadriel. That's not. I have nothing against Morphin Clark because she's not responsible for the stupid choices her character makes. I mean, it sounds like they have the problem with, thinking they own this, that they own this IP now. They're thinking, oh, they used to own it before and they feel like they need to say something now. Well, it feels like you feel like you own it now and now feel like attacked because we don't like it.
Yeah, because we're attacking them because they've attached themselves and their ideology to their products.
They identify
so we attack it.
with
We're
it.
attacking them.
Yeah.
It is their identity and feel personally attacked.
Yeah, I mean, my point is that we invested in these things. The reason this stuff exists, Star Wars kept going on as long as it did, is because we fans invested our monies to see it happen.
Star Wars Theory was hiding, reading stuff at high school, like in the bathroom. Like this used to be used to get, and now we've talked about this. The people that used to make fun of us are the ones that control it and change it and then attack us.
Yeah.